welcome to our YouTube channel.
Yup.
My name is WetheTizas.
And I'm WetheTizas, and together we are the Teasers.
Yep.
I've been on this road more than once in my life, searching for the one that I would truly love. Tired, so I made a call to God above. So He sent you.
You're welcome.
So
today we're going to be talking about something exciting, as we always do.
Always.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about how to resolve
conflict
in your relationship.
Yep.
Or dealing with conflict in your relationship.
Mm.
Now, because two of you are, I said it in one of our videos, Team 1 and Team 2.
Yeah.
Because you're different individuals, you have different desires, upbringings, you have different exposures, backgrounds, you would definitely butt heads because you want different things.
True.
In fact, conflict will arise for so many reasons.
Yeah.
It can be externally or internally.
Yes.
In fact, there are, according to what's his name now? John Evans. Is it Evans? I think is that John Evans? I'll confirm his name. I'll confirm his name. He said that there are 5 major reasons why conflict will occur. One, work stress, which is true. You know, work stress from outside is an external factor. It would affect your relationship internally. Finance, money. Because of the power of money, the role money plays in our lives. Conflicts will arise because of money.
True.
Children. When we begin to have children, third parties have been brought into the relationship. So you have reasons to fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Then sex.
Actually,
sex is one of the strongest reasons. Sex is one of the strongest reasons.
Why?
Because it is one of the strongest forms of intimacy.
Yeah, and yet so sensitive.
Sensitive, yes. And then of course, finally, home stress, dealing with chores, doing this and doing that.
Who is supposed to do this? Responsibilities.
When more responsibilities arise, there will be more reasons for contention.
Yeah.
So those 5 major reasons, amongst other reasons, will bring conflict in the relationship. Those are not the only reasons, but they are most likely going to be
from those areas. That's
you
true.
know. And so, how do you deal with conflicts when they arise? So, when any of these things plays a role in your relationship, maybe you just had a fight with your spouse or had a heated conversation, as we do. We don't fight, you know.
The conversation just hot.
It's just hot. You can feel it. You know. How do you deal with it? How do you handle it? You know, from our experience, and we're sharing this from experience. You know, ask yourself. You want to start by asking yourself, why are we fighting?
Very important question.
It's a very important question to ask yourself. Why am I fighting? I mean, ask yourself, why am I fighting? If you know the reason why you are fighting, you might know what is the cause. You might even identify who is truly at fault. Because sometimes you think the other person is at fault. But when you look at why you are fighting, you realize that, man, I'm actually the one at fault. True. Most times when we sit down to have, to resolve our conflicts or have reviews of our relationship, you find out that you that thought you were the right one was actually the one that was wrong because you misunderstood what was going on.
Exactly.
And then you were blowing things out of proportion.
Yeah.
You know, so asking yourself why you are angry.
Yeah.
Why am I angry? Why am I angry? What is it the person did? Ask yourself. Sometimes when people are fighting, I ask them, what did the person do? When you begin to voice out what the person did, you start feeling embarrassed because it sounds petty.
That's true.
You know,
exactly.
Sounds too petty.
Exactly.
You get it. So it's important to ask yourself why we're fighting.
Yeah, and another way to not let conflicts linger or a way to resolve conflicts is to actually communicate.
Yeah.
Like, don't just talk. Communicate. I remember when I was in 100 level, one of our lecturers, business communication, the man taught us, he said, communication is not complete until your message gets to the receiver and is properly understood by the person. So you communicate, like, don't just talk. You can't just blah 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 blah. Actually speak and listen to understand what the person is saying. Because most times the problem is we listen to defend. So when the person is speaking, you're picking 1, 2, 3, and then when you want to give your reply, you say, okay, you said this, then you give your defense. You said this, then you give your defense. You were not listening to understand, you were only listening to defend. You see, many times there's this game that we play, like not us, like people, you say something and then you tell this person to pass it to the next person.
Yes.
You know why many times we fail? Is because we're listening not to get it wrong. We're not paying attention to actually understand what the person is saying. You are just trying not to be the one who passes a wrong message. And so you discover that by the time we get to the last person, the whole message is upside down.
Left, right.
So you need to actually pay attention, listen to what the person is saying, and understand where the person is coming from. And when you are to speak respectfully. It's so important. Like, you cannot just throw anything out there. For us, one thing that helps us is that we think about when we have made peace, what's the effect of what we did?
Yeah.
How much effect does that have on our relationship when we are okay? And so we try as much as possible to speak as respectfully as we can.
Yeah.
So always listen to understand, don't listen to defend, and speak respectfully. It's so important. But communication basically is so important. Always communicate. Don't just assume. Sometimes it's when you talk, you understand that, oh, this person did it because of this.
Yeah.
So you don't ever assume in any situation. Always communicate to actually know why. The why is so important. So important.
There was something, a friend of mine told me one time. He was counseling a couple. An example of how communication works positively and negatively, or can be effective or less effective. Yeah. A couple was being counseled, and my friend he told the couple guy to listen to what his girl is saying while she's explaining. And when she finished explaining her side of the story, he told the lady to listen to what the guy is saying. And so when they were done, they didn't know he was going to test them. So when they were done, he told the guy to narrate everything the girl said. And then he told the girl, if he's not correct, she should correct him.
Yeah.
And then he told the girl to do the same thing. She should narrate everything the guy said. And if he's not correct, if she's not correct, the guy should correct her.
Yeah.
Guess what? Both of them narrated the stories quite alright. Narrated each other's account, the other person's account quite alright. But they were only bringing out the things that they defended. So they were mixing the stories up because when they were listening and picking to defend.
Exactly.
So when they began to narrate the story, they were only saying, they were omitting a lot of things and only saying the things they heard because they wanted to defend themselves. True. So they say things like,
yeah, exactly.
So that's all they were listening to. So that's not communication. And you won't be able to resolve the conflict.
Yes.
You must also bear in mind that you want to live happy with your spouse. You want peace. You don't want to be malicious. You see, people, I don't know, some people shall enjoy malice. It's true, they do.
They can even tell you how long they do.
The boast of her. I don't want to keep malice with this person. It's not healthy.
Yeah, it's not.
So because you want peace, is the reason why you'll be able to even communicate more effectively.
Yeah.
And don't extend malice.
Yes.
You see, sometimes why conflicts linger is because you feel the need for the person to be dealt with.
Exactly. Like there's that vengeance.
There's that vindictive thing. You want the person to feel him, say, I know if I forgive them too early,
if
I go and make peace, it's too easy.
Yes.
But the truth is, why do you want to continue to fight?
As in,
listen, even the Bible teaches us the house divided against itself cannot stand.
Yes.
So if you stay longer, you find out that it will start from a small issue and escalate to a mighty one. You can't understand why a couple is fighting because of the way the guy eats. It will start from there, then it will extend to something else. Before you begin to talk about other things, if you don't resolve it quick.
Yes.
So from that one issue, don't allow it to last or linger too long because you want to be vengeful. You want the person to say, no, if I make up it will be too soon. Sometimes we care too much about how we're seen or perceived by our spouse and say, no, I don't take it for granted.
Yeah,
so you want the man? No.
Yes, I want to show the person who's boss.
Both ways, you guys need to come to a place where, you know what, we want peace in this relationship.
Exactly.
Embrace peace.
As in, pursue peace.
Pursue peace.
With all men, including your spouse.
Leave malice out of it.
Yes.
The moment you start to bring you allow malicious ideas to thrive, you try to deal with the spouse. Where you deny the person sex, you deny the person food, you deny the person money, you deny the person attention, all those things because you want to deal with the person. Guess what? you are increasing the strength of the conflict.
Yes.
And you are extending the time.
Exactly.
And then you are creating more room for further conflicts.
That's true.
Because when you do that, the person will feel cheated and they want to do more. The next time want to do more than you. So what you guys should do is cultivate the habit of being happy and wanting to make peace.
Exactly. And you see, like my husband said, you see, being in a relationship is just like team members playing football. If you guys are on the team and there's a match against another person, if you score an own goal, it's a loss for your team.
Yes.
So a win for one team member is a win for every team member.
Yeah.
But a loss for one member is a loss for every team member. So you cannot think, I'm the person leading 2-0 now. No, you're just scoring own goals.
Yes.
You need to learn to work as a team, where if one person is losing, we are all losing. If this person is feeling this way, then I'm also feeling that way. It is a loss for both parties.
Yeah.
So you must always try as much as possible to keep winning. Let your team keep winning. Your spouse is not the other. Is he a club or what? It's not the other.
It's not the opponent team.
It's not the opposing team. Thank you. Your spouse is on your own team, so you guys should win together.
Yeah.
If one is losing, you all are losing together. But then, you see, another way that you can resolve conflicts in a very healthy way is to express how the situation made you feel without putting the blame on your partner.
Yes.
So, for example, you have an issue and then you say, I felt this way. Instead of saying, you made me feel. Because many times we've had that discussion, and when we discuss, we realize that what you say the person did to make you feel a certain way, the person had no idea you were going to feel that way. Like the person did not have the intention to make you feel that way.
Yes.
And many times, because we're just human beings and we've learned to defend ourselves, when somebody now hears, you made me feel, the person doesn't even want to hear you. Instinctively, the person wants to defend himself. And then you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's simple. Don't put the blame on your partner. Instead, say, this situation I felt really bad that this thing happened. This is why I felt this way. Without saying, you did this and what you did made me feel like this, what. We realize that it would have been the situation caused by both of you that made you feel that way.
Yeah.
But instead of putting the blame on your partner, take the responsibility of how you feel.
Yes.
Because your feeling is your responsibility. So somebody cannot feel for you. I don't know. Somebody cannot feel for you. I cannot do something and then I don't even know how I explain it to him. But you cannot feel for somebody.
Yeah.
And somebody cannot feel for you. So instead of putting the blame on your partner and then you make the person to be defensive, say, this situation made me feel like this. And then the person says, I actually didn't do this to hurt you. I didn't intend to make you feel this way.
Yeah.
You realize that the person will now take responsibility for your feeling without you putting the blame on the person.
Yes.
So it's simple. Express how you feel respectfully without putting the blame on your partner. It's so important. It's so important because many times your partner will now go feeling like, I always do this to this person. And then the person is feeling bad. The person is feeling like, I'm not good enough for this person. And you're wondering why the person is changing, but you've made the person feel that way because you always make the person feel like all they do is just hurt you. All they do is make you feel bad when that's not their intention.
And then you can also create an atmosphere where conflicts can be resolved.
Very important.
There are relationships, the way it works, the system of your relationship, both of you keep things to yourselves, and there's no opportunity for expression respectfully, as she said. So when the opportunity is in there, conflicts linger, things linger. Before you know, you can't trace why a lady or a guy decides to burst out or give an outburst one day. Yeah. But it's a compilation, a pile up of of feelings, of hurts. The person has kept it for so long, and then this time around, the person just broke out, and then it seems like it's so difficult for the person to even make peace. Yeah. So what you can do is create an atmosphere where conflict can be resolved. Yeah. What do I mean? An example is what we do every month or every month or every other day. Because when we think as we can, we sit down and have a review of our relationship. Maybe a month ago, a week ago, the past week, or today. It depends on how things were. Yeah. For some relationships, they need to be doing it every day because they're always back. So once we sit down on this table, we know that it's time to resolve a conflict.
We'll literally table our matter.
Wisdom.
That's my only problem. You know?
So once you sit down, you know that this table is where conflicts should be resolved.
Yes.
And we shouldn't leave this table till we have resolved it.
Yes.
So there's no outburst, just stand up and leave. You sit
away.
down and you talk.
Yeah. Respectfully.
Calmly. And we know that we want. So that atmosphere, you know that once it's table talk, matter go day for table. So everybody's waiting for table time.
Yeah.
So that's just an atmosphere where my wife feels comfortable to share what her hurt or dissatisfaction. I feel comfortable to share my hurt and dissatisfaction, and we do it respectfully.
Yes.
And the wisest thing to do is not to do that immediately the hurt is.
When the
allow time.
Heated, no.
Let the thing calm down.
Yeah.
Drink water.
Like that boy, mommy, calm down.
Be calming down. Drink water. Calm down. Chill. Relax.
Yes.
Relax first.
Yeah.
If
Think
you must,
through it.
as a guy, I advise you just take a walk if you can. Take a walk.
Don't storm the yard, though.
No,
not when you are talking, now walk away.
When things are just take a walk, calm down. If you can, listen to one or two gospel songs and then come back in. Then you say, let's talk.
Yeah.
And then listen. Don't talk to defend. Talk, listen.
Yes.
So how can we resolve it?
Yes.
But then create that atmosphere.
That's the way forward.
Because if you don't, one of the reasons why, conflicts last is because we don't create an atmosphere where we can resolve it.
Yes.
So we don't see the possibility of resolving this conflict.
Yes.
We just move on.
So let's just move on.
We just move on. So we keep moving on till we get to a point where we say, you know what, I'm tired of this relationship. I can't take it anymore.
wonder why you're so frustrated.
I can't take it anymore. This person is not for me. Whereas there are just million issues that all you need to do was to create that atmosphere to talk, to resolve it, and then handle it. Or of course, worst case scenario, which is also good for some people, is to call a third party in.
Yeah, when the case is
yes,
if
the knot is too tight, you need someone to break the knot.
Yeah.
To break the tie, to loosen things up.
Yeah.
So just bring in a third party, someone you trust, someone you are both submitted to, someone that won't be biased.
Yeah.
And then the person will come and then just listen to both of you objectively, and then as you're listening to this video, you're also involved in a third party.
Yeah.
Because we're counseling you.
Yeah, that's true.
And you may have dealt with one of these problems.
Yeah.
And don't forget, one of those 5 reasons we said from the beginning may be the reason why you're feeling so tensed up.
Yeah.
And you're transferring the aggression on your spouse.
That's true.
And that's the reason why people are always fighting. Because you are giving negative energy, but you're getting it from somewhere else.
That's true.
And you may not know. So when you know that's the problem, both of you can work together to solve it.
Yeah, just find what works for you, because you may not necessarily sit down at the table like we do.
Yeah.
Sometimes too. And that's why you need to keep your ego in check. Sometimes even when we know that we're offended at each other, sometimes my husband can just come and say, so that's how you did this thing. And then I can laugh and say, but how?
Yeah.
Or sometimes I go to meet him when he's studying, and I sit down on the bed and he's in the study, and we just talk. Must not be
Formal.
Exactly. So structured like that. Find what works for you, but at the end of the day, remember that the goal is to stay happy in your relationship.
Yes.
You cannot be fighting with the one person who at least you should be at peace with.
Yes.
So it's very important. Keep your ego in check. There's nothing wrong in saying sorry first, even if you're not at fault.
Exactly.
But for peace sake.
For peace sake.
So that you have peace in relationship.
Yes.
It's simple.
There's actually nothing wrong. People think that, except it's a very manipulative and abusive, but there's nothing wrong with saying sorry, even if you're not wrong. Because you know what? You can teach the person to learn to say sorry.
That's true.
If the person, I hope that you ended up with a good person.
Yeah.
Spirit filled, and the person will soon notice that, man, my spouse is always there, kind and apologetic. I should learn this thing, because that's why as you guys are together, you rub off. So if you notice your spouse isn't doing it, one way you can teach them is by doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's okay.
Because they are seeing it and they will learn.
Yeah. So when you apologize, you say, okay, sorry, let's stop.
Yeah.
When the person is appeased and he listens, guess what? The person might realize that it's actually they that were at fault.
Exactly.
And then they will now have to take the step to apologize.
Yeah.
Then you now say, you see, you were the one wrong, but I don't apologize. So you don't say, I told you first. No, don't start that way. You want to make peace. You can be the bigger person.
I told
you want to make peace. You say, okay, you know what? I'm sorry, just sit down.
Yeah.
Listen. It mustn't be a lady. You guy, you can make the step, do that. Say, I'm sorry, sit down. Let's review this thing.
Yeah.
Why are we fighting? When you talk, you can, especially when you know that you're not wrong. When you feel, when you feel you're not wrong, sit down.
Yeah.
Let the person know.
Yeah.
And when they know, and when you guys sort it out, you cannot realize that, person cannot then realize that, I'm actually in the wrong.
Yeah.
And then you apologize, and then we move forward.
Yeah.
Remember the goal is to love, to be in love and in peace. Bible says, chase peace with all men.
Chase it.
If our Paul wrote and said that, won't you be willing to suffer loss for the sake of your brethren?
Yeah.
So as he was preaching to people that take people to court, he said there's no need to take a fellow believer to court for him to be judged.
If they've cheated you,
you can bear the loss
for the sake
of protecting your brother. That's what the Bible teaches.
Yes.
How much more the one you love? Think about the number of times Jesus, overlooks the things we do wrong and then still makes things work out for us.
That's true.
I mean,
and if one proof that you've received grace is to give grace to another person.
You see that?
So once you receive grace from God, give grace to another person. Closest person to you is your spouse, your partner.
Yes.
So give grace sometimes for the benefit of doubt.
Yes.
Just I understand. Give excuses for the person once in a while.
Yes.
I learned that from my husband. He gives, in fact, his own can be annoying. He gives excuse for everybody. So when somebody does something, sometimes I'll come and I'm reporting to him. All I need him to do is to say, my wife, you are right. Every other person is wrong. He'll listen and say, but don't you think that the person did this because? And I'm like, here we go again.
And then I wasn't born that way.
But then now it has rubbed off on me. So now a lot of times, I can't even believe the wedding I went for, something was happening on the table and then somebody beside me said something. And then I kept quiet. And then I told her, I said, if she knew better, she would act better. So don't bother judging her.
Yeah.
But me, like some 5 years ago, would not have happened. But I've learned by observation and by living with him. So sometimes just give grace to the other person.
Yes. And I also learned from her. Actually, from her, I learned that even if you're wrong, even if you know you are right and the person is wrong, there's nothing wrong in you coming to call the person and say, come, sit down, let's talk. I think you are missing something. And then when you explain it and say, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And there's no need to be malicious.
No need, though.
There's no need. This is the person you love.
Hi.
You need to emphasize. There's no need to be malicious. This is the person you say you love.
God.
There's no need. There's actually no need.
And please, there's something people say that your relationship is not good except you have challenges, like you guys fight and all of that.
That's
Look, there are a lot of beautiful relationships that they don't fight as much as you think.
Yes.
They don't fight the way you think. You don't need to raise your voice, you don't need to shout, you don't need to break stuff, you don't need to be that violent.
No.
You will definitely have clashes.
Yes.
It's normal.
Yeah.
You guys are two different people, but resolving it is important.
It's important.
Don't have the mentality that except we take it from 0 to 100, then we are the right couple. No.
In fact,
doesn't happen that
why they're mixing it is this: conflicts are good because they reveal where people's weaknesses are.
Yeah.
But those weaknesses are revealed to be strengthened.
You stronger, exactly.
It's not revealed so that we'll continue to visit them.
Exactly.
You don't go and peel the wound again and keep peeling it.
True.
No. We visit it, we heal it, we move on.
Yeah.
And if there's no need for conflict, we don't generate it.
Yeah.
We don't sustain it.
Yeah.
Conflict is not proof that you're in love.
At all, my goodness.
It's not.
At all. And please, even if you have a conflict with your spouse, try as much as possible to keep your mouth shut. Because you've made peace with your partner. The person you told will forever be angry with him or her.
Yeah.
So please calm
That's
down.
one of the downsides of conflict.
Try not to tell your family or friends. Keep it quiet. It doesn't mean you are pretending or hiding. It's just wisdom.
It's something between you guys.
It's something. There are some things that should be kept private and some things that you can say. So try as much as possible.
Yeah.
But basically, I think that's all we have to say in
For
today's video.
Don't forget
subscribe,
like,
give it a thumbs up,
comment. If you have a question, ask.
Yes.
Ask. Reach out to us personally any way you can.
You can send us messages.
And of course, share it.
Yeah, on our Instagram. Yes, Instagram.
Yeah, Twitter, anything, anywhere. Facebook.
Yes.
Look for Gmail,
or
phone number if
just
you
drop
have
in
access.
the comments, anything.
Just reach
I'll
out to
be
us.
sure to answer you.
Yeah. So do have a great day. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We love you. Mwah. Mwah.
Go and find your own. Bye bye.
My God.